Okay, let's go.
Okay. Okay.
Let
Biggie,
me start.
don't
Let me
even,
start.
you know what you need to do. We start with
This
our
is
young
just
disclaimer.
a young disclaimer. The views and opinions of anybody shared here is not a reflection of the people and at source and the people of the studio and neither the guest.
We just want to let everybody know
Yeah,
these are just
people are
opinions.
entitled to their own opinion, and we're just giving a
Their
free space for them
viewpoint.
to say what they want to say.
Yes.
It's entirely up to them. We are not held accountable. You are not held accountable for what anything I say, nor
Don't at
is
me.
Amber.
Don't ask me.
Yeah, don't add nobody. It's just point of views from their personal opinion, and we respect people's
Sharing their viewpoints.
You know what I mean? So that's what it's about. So, yeah, they can't come to you and be like, yeah, what's that?
No. Don't attack me.
Well, welcome to another episode of Sauce. This is another episode of Sauce. And our guest today has actually been of the people that I've known for a while. She's been doing the most. I mean, from fast hands. This girl's got hands. Woo! She's got hands, to being a personal and fitness trainer, to a nutritionist.
Okay.
Yes, the list goes on. To a model.
Now he's going to ask you,
Goddamn.
tell us about you.
To a dancer. Goddamn. What am I leaving out here?
Mechanic.
By trade, mechanical engineering, no?
Yeah.
No, just motor mechanic.
Motor mechanics. Yeah, so she looks like that.
Maybe
and can
the
fix your
list
car.
of what she can't do might get shorter. We should have done that.
Yeah, we must just give her penis now and change the name to Ashik. Then it's done. It's done. This is done.
This is why we do the disclaimer.
I was not greedy.
But okay. Aanisa with 2 A's.
Yes. Thank you for that.
Aanisa, I was like, yo, you have to stutter when you say her name. Aanisa. It's like 2 A's. Welcome. I appreciate you pulling up.
Thank you for having me.
And for the people actually out there that, it's hard for people in Cape Town not to know who you are, but for the people that don't really know who you are, tell us where you're from, tell us how it started, and when do they find you on weekends in your overall?
Where the shop at?
Okay, so born and raised on the Cape Flats. Like, I'm from Athlone.
Okay.
Double
Well,
764.
Athlone has different types of things. There's bougie and then there's flats. And you say Q-Town.
Yeah.
Okay, so like close to Q-Town, like, borderline.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're from the rough, but we also,
Okay, so what
You
is
had
from the
friends on
rough
the
and
other
not,
side.
what's not the real rough?
like,
And I've been Livingston a lot.
like I'm ready if you're walking down Klipfontein Road and like, the blocker is on the one side and we're ready. You're gonna catch hands.
I saw like someone was like,
Like,
"Ooh."
I'm not strapped, but I'm strapped.
See, with a spanner.
These are lethal weapons.
Bro, she might even have a duff in the pocket or something. So you're from the borderline of the Cape Flats and between the two. And I want to talk about the dancing first and foremost. I've seen you doing it. We Defy.
Yes.
And you guys have been pushing for a while, from music videos to Jimmy Nevis and dancing with Patty Monroe and Espresso. Y'all having your own classes. I love dancers. They're the best hype man. Any move.
Just energy.
I want to dance with a corner, so just do
You
that. And
know.
be like,
It's infectious.
like,
Yeah.
yo, crazy. So being in the industry as a dancer, right? First and foremost, as a female, how do you transcend to all of the stuff that you have done? Because went from dancing to commercials to everything in that circle. How?
I feel like you're taking me back.
Yeah, like how do you make that happen for yourself?
Okay, so initially you asked me where it started.
Mm-hmm.
And so it started when, we used to record with cassettes, Good Hope FM, on a
Pause and
Saturday,
play.
and
play, yeah.
it just came from that feeling that you get of
Yeah.
like wanting to move or wanting to
Yeah.
express
Yeah.
Yeah,
when
look
when
like
you
you
don't know
jump
how
when
to
you
do
jump
it
in the
verbally.
Yeah.
So I wasn't really exposed to like the Cape Town dance industry from a
Yeah.
young age.
Yeah.
But it was in me, like I heard hip hop on the radio
Yeah.
and on TV, and
Yeah.
like you kind of just feel at home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So from there, yeah, like I joined my first crew like in high school, and that was still like, you know, like we were mimicking Jabberwockies and the masks and like throwbacks.
Oh, you're cramping also.
All the things we were breaking, we were tatting, anime, all these things. And then I met Simone from Weedify.
Yeah.
And so at the time it was Retro Black, so I was in the junior crew, and so they were like the senior crew.
Yeah.
So that was when it was like, you know, the first time I was used to, you know, dancing at home in the mirror, in the driveway, wherever. But that was like my first time in a studio, like seeing people like bust their asses off. Like you are sweating, your clothing is wet. It's literally like it's like dancers are athletes on another level. Like I ran a half marathon once, and it doesn't compare.
Yeah.
Like legit.
Wow.
So yeah. It found me, and I was dancing in high school, and then, you know, like when you think of, okay, what am I gonna do? You know, when I finish school, dancing at the time, it didn't feel like something that I could do as a career.
I think back then it was a little
like you know, you had to go mainstream, you know, either be a teacher or study tourism or, you know, something
secure.
So
Can you
lucky
imagine I was
for
gonna
me,
be a lawyer.
Damn.
I feel like you have a mouth on you, so it's never too late.
Can you imagine? Law and
Judge, just shut the fuck up.
listen, you drink with me on weekends. Order. Yeah, so you had to be very practical with the choice. And then,
And so going back, so when I was 15, random off topic, but my mom sent me to the shop. You know, go buy bread, milk, whatever for the pot. And there was this motor mechanic workshop around the corner from my house.
Yeah.
And every day there'd be, so I used to play like Need for Speed Underground. And then there was a Civic that was always just parked there. And I'm thinking like, but this thing doesn't move. Like, is there engine in? Like, is it out? Like,
Start
what's
getting
happening?
curious,
So I go to the shop, and like I still have, you know, the milk and the bread with me. And I just decided, look here, like I just want to go in and just like speak to the owner and just see like, can I lam here? Can I just
Can I
like
be
see
near
what
this
you're doing?
See what's happening,
And then that was basically my first job. And I'd work there during school holidays.
Damn.
And like I think like I'm a very physical person. So I enjoy doing things with my hands. And like I tend to break things up and analyze things. So I think you could call me a visionary because I see the world differently. And everything's just like kind of an exploded view. And so being passionate about cars and engines and mechanics, that was like a sign for me, like, okay, I know this is what I want to do when I'm done with high school. So as much as I love dancing, I chose to do that because, you know, that was the realistic
that's
thing
the
to
practical
do.
thing to do,
So I started my first job at 17. And I think like you know when
child labor.
Back then,
I literally
there's
had to
no
wait
such
a month because I couldn't sign my contract.
Okay,
Legally, I was too young.
Yeah.
But I think like hip-hop taught me so much in the sense where like you have to be true to yourself. And you have to like know where you are and who you are. So I was exposed to like, you know, I'm 17, you just finished high school, and now you're in this corporate environment where you're having conversations with grown people, but you haven't actually matured. So it gave me like a bit of perspective. Like I'm not gonna lie, like when you see me, you don't think, she's a mechanic, or you know, she likes butch things. But my dealer principal called me in within the first month. So I got sick, I had low blood pressure, and I ended up fainting in a car because I hadn't eaten and blah, blah, blah. And he just looked at me and he said, you know what, I don't think that this is meant for you. And maybe you should just quit now. Because the statistic was that women either fall pregnant or they hurt their back. And they don't qualify.
Or they hurt their back.
Or they hurt, because like
It's
you're carrying
a lot of
things
weight.
and
It's a physical thing. I can imagine.
So
and a little the further back you go, the more that stigma was around.
Exact.
I
So
mean, that's like a poor excuse. Oh no, she's
No,
gonna
but
hurt
I
her
mean,
back.
when Logan did sound as well, the amount of women that were actually in the sound field was it was really low, because again, another physical job, and it's not
and also
common,
we just come from a time where everything was male dominated.
especially these new industries popping up. It's the male dominant industries.
Dave. So like
But you pushed through.
And so when you didn't
yeah,
go
like
back,
I pushed through. Like
Yeah.
to be honest, I feel like mechanics taught me so much.
Yeah.
Not just the job or the process, but in life, like it's patience and persistence.
Yeah.
Like every time, like if you can't get that bolt loose, you spray some lube spray, some Q20, and you just let it sit for a bit, and then you know she'll ease up. But yeah, and like some deep things happen to me. Like a lot of people are so okay. So why are you not a mechanic anymore?
Yeah.
And like this is something that I'm okay with sharing, but I started when I was 17. When I was 19, I was molested by the foreman of the workshop.
Wow.
And like, you know, we see movies where, okay, something happens to this girl in the corporate industry and then she talks about it, and then, you know, you out there struggling to get a job because your name's
Like
been
the blackballing
written.
you basically for the situation,
So
the stigma's attached to you,
So I
You're not
decided
supposed to be
not
there.
to.
That's so fucked
I
up.
decided not to talk about it because I was afraid of losing my job and then not qualifying, and then I become a statistic, and then I was just like, you know what, like you just need to like push through this and like
be strong about it.
And in that, like I found my comfort in hip hop and music, and just like put your earphones in, just let it out. Like
because it's not easy. I mean, I can imagine you put that on yourself, and it's difficult to push through that.
Because you start blaming yourself at the end of the day. Like, what did I do for this person to be?
Exactly. And I feel like I'm such an open person. So if we're having a conversation, like I'll share, like openly, like I don't feel any type of way. Like I don't have
it's your life, it's your expression,
And I felt like maybe I'm too friendly. Like maybe you mustn't talk to everybody. Maybe.
Damn.
You know.
And that's the lie, because they're trying to rob you from who you really are. But that's just someone that's fucked up that thought that they could do that.
Yeah, they were just wrong.
You know what I mean? And,
Damn.
and that's sad.
Props to you, bro. Props to you. Nice.
Yeah, because that's sad, because at the end of the day, like, it's fucked up that it's like that in the corporate industry. And I spoke about it yesterday, actually, to someone that is also like per se, because people don't know, but I have mountains of corporate experience. So from call center all the way up to running
call centers.
to running the stuff. So I was working for this company once upon a time. I won't say the company's name, but in essence, people came from the UK and was like, yo, you have to give this guy the job. And they wanted me to basically be a trainer within the company, and then basically also train so they can exchange. And then the staff party happened, and then the owner of the call center was like, yeah, vandaag live jou nee. I was like, what? I was like, what are you talking
that's
about?
the thing, you know, it's in the little things. People they think in the big stories, it's easy to say, oh, I can see the problem, but it didn't happen overnight. It's that small allowances. You know what I mean? So today it's like a joke, tomorrow and then it grows and grows and grows. And because nobody says, you can't. Stop there already with the joke, you know?
And it's fucked up, because I was like, y'all are drunk. What are y'all speaking about?
You're like,
and then,
you laughing.
And it was like, and then again into the staff party, it was like, come here. It was like, now we're going to go to a other party after this. You must come with us. And then I was like, okay.
Sus.
And then I was telling my homie, I was like, bro, like, what's happening here? I was like, bro, I don't know. It's like, and then at the end of the night, they were like, they were like literally pairing me with the HR lady, saying that I need to sleep with her in order to get the position. And then I was like,
what?
Nah, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Because really, like, in the company, it was already like the underline where you're like, they all sleep with each other. That's why they all get the jobs. You know what I mean? But you think it's like, it's nothing. But then you in that situation, you're like, whoa, this is wild.
Yeah.
And then the Monday I came, and then I heard that I had a honing for 3 months, and I couldn't get the job. And right then I was like, because I didn't want to sleep with that person. I quit the shit. Fuck y'all. You know what I mean? They were like, oh no, what can we do? And I was like, I could have outed y'all, but for me it was like, how many people has to go through that in order to get higher positions in companies and also keep quiet and do stuff against the wall?
And you assume in these professional environments that it's not there.
And then the way they behave around other people and the way that they behave when they're around you, it's wild, because it kind of started to make sense, because like you guys were prepping me for something like this because you were way too nice all of this time. And then now when it came to a thing and I didn't do what you wanted me to do, suddenly I was an outsider. So I can understand why you were like, if I say something, I might not have this, and this is something that I really, really want. You know what I mean? It's like, what did you do? And like, bruh, it's fucked up and it's sad. And so many women go through stuff like that in the working industry. And I've even women in marriage that get raped by their partner.
Yeah,
it's like,
and it's that black, that gray area.
Bro,
where
and I was like,
yeah.
just because guys are like, you're married to me, I own you, and when I want it, I want it. And even though she doesn't want to give it, niggas take it. I was like, whoa, that's crazy. I know someone that peed on his wife while she was sleeping.
Is it R. Kelly?
He R. Kelly though, bro.
Damn.
And then would lift the bed,
Yeah.
and when she wake up, she's underneath and the base is on top of her. Type shit, abuse that they go through. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, where do you get
people?
That's someone.
People.
Like,
it's you know, here's some humanity. Like, damn it.
You know, and you don't want to lose hope in people, but then you get people like that, and you're like,
yeah, and like you say, you come to a professional environment, and you're like, yeah, it's not here. You know, this is a professional environment.
We have to do our jobs.
Yeah, and people
and that's
don't
where you
understand.
find those same people work somewhere. They got to work
and
somewhere.
it's the most normal looking people, and you'll be like, you'd never expect this from this person. But when people are not around, the people's darkest desires and stuff come out really, really nasty, and you'll be like, what did I do to deserve this? You know, and then how do you find peace again with yourself in a situation where that has happened for you, and now you have to move forward, knowing that this happened, having that experience, and then going out to a new leash and being the person that you are today? How did you even manage to do that?
So it was like there was a lot of anger towards myself.
Is that where you got the fast hands on?
Yes. So that's when I started taking up boxing.
Yeah. Okay. Defense empowerment. Yeah.
And so the anger, like, obviously, like, you need to be in a place where you can acknowledge what happened. Like, you have to accept it rather than, you know, forcing yourself to just...
to deny and...
to, like, sweep it under the rug, because then it just is going to come to get you afterwards.
And so, underlying things, or you don't realize you react to things.
So, if anybody would come up behind me, if I'm working on a car, then, you know, I jump and, like, don't touch me. And so that, after a while, I had a bit of, like... PTS. But like the anger I was able to work through, because I feel like sometimes some problems you have to just give over to the man upstairs. And like I journaled a lot. So
putting the thoughts down.
Through you know, like, you know, so if you're a hustler, like you've been a hustler all your life. So while I was being a mechanic, I was also hustling on the side. So that taught me like a lot of like network marketing skills, but also personal development. So I started reading a lot of books, just, you know, about like business or life or mindset and things like that. And that's where journaling came for me, because I was never like a writer. Like I wasn't necessarily someone who was good with words in a sense, but they just taught me to like write whatever it is that you feel, and that's kind of a way for you to let go instead of like holding
it's on paper,
instead of holding on. Like I'm not gonna lie, like even after doing that process, like there's still a lot of like background noise and regrets and doubts and things like that, especially like when you're in a time of like reflecting, thinking, okay, like if shit's not working out, is it because of this? And you start playing everything back, like trying to fault find. And I feel like everybody's journey is gonna take you, like we're all gonna experience things, all of our tests and struggles and challenges are gonna be different. But it's like you are never gonna be tested with something that you can't handle. And I feel like in that I also found purpose, because now I could understand when women speak up about something that happened. You
have that empathetic eye now to reach out and
like
connect.
Again, like hip hop for me, the expression and the way I was able to just let out whatever I was feeling. Even if it's just feeling like, you know, even just bust for like 5
just feeling
minutes,
it,
just let loose. And for that moment, like I'd be okay. So I'm just like, I'm really grateful that it wasn't that bad.
That's crazy.
Damn, bro. No, props to you, like definitely. And for speaking out as well, like it's very, like a lot of, like you're saying, a lot of women keep it and they don't share that story, and there's somebody there who might be like, oh my god, me too, and find empowerment in that. So no,
like I feel like there's also like there's a very fine line. I think it was like before COVID, you know, like all of these people in the hip hop industry and the music industry, like there was this list of guys who were told. So for me, I also feel like there's a fine line, especially with gender-based violence. This is gonna go deep. But like women know how to use the emotions.
Yes.
And because of that, it's easy if like we're in a club or we somewhere and like my body language or the way that I'm speaking to you. So now you get an idea.
Yeah.
I'm giving off an impression, and then it's like, okay, can I buy you a drink?
Yeah.
So I feel like there's a line that you cross as soon as you accept any form of engagement.
Interpreted the wrong way.
So if you're gonna take that drink, you have to know that like nothing is for nothing. So I feel like there's a fine line between like having a good time and putting yourself
in the situation.
Because then
and a lot of women don't want to hear that, but you're not absolved of, like, not to put blame on anybody in any way, but be careful as well. Know where you're, like you're saying, don't put yourself in a risky situation.
And like, niggas are thirsty, like we also have
hormones,
but
and niggas catch on to pheromones quick. Like
y'all can smell it. Like literally.
Vicky can smell a woman in the nearby vicinity. I know.
You know, and I'm telling her, look at this one. Just the whole thing. And luckily I was blessed enough to grow up with independent, strong women.
Yeah.
Have a lot of female friends, because the influence was like, this is not how you do certain things when it comes to women. There's a way that you have to actually
respect.
You have to see it for what it is, and also understand that they feel that way, and you need to understand there's a reason why they feel that way, and also pay very close attention to the details. As a guy, guys don't pay attention. Like, because I've had female friends like,
there's the guy brain and then there's the girl brain.
And then sometimes you'll be like, I'll be like, am I feminine or something? Because I'm just picking up on everything.
You just consider it being a good trait.
You know what I mean? And that's the thing though. So I think it really comes down to the education of everything and being open enough to learn. Because what we've been taught and what's been passed down to men is misogynistic. At the end of the day, a man is a man and he must do this, and if you don't do that, you're not a man. And if that woman don't say that, slap her.
But now listen here, so in that, right, so men are also brought up in a very like masculine way, in the sense where you're not taught how to express or say how you feel without you being demasculated. A lot of men aren't like allowed to cry or show their emotions because then, like, you're gonna look like a weak ass nigga. So
but that's the lie.
No, but in that there's also gender-based violence, and females are getting raped, and we can't take that away. But at the same time, I feel like there's also a lot of men that are being mentally, physically, emotionally abused by women. Like, a lot of my friends have been. They don't say it because you don't want to look. You don't want to be like, allow yourself to be vulnerable and to just, but like,
and then there's that
just keep your hands to yourself. I mean,
and like, it's not yours. Like, I have this rule that, nigga, you don't ever make the first move as a guy. Like, mac the shit out of that girl to the point where she'll be like, okay, can I kiss you? Be like, okay, yeah, consent, but you don't do nothing, you don't nothing, you know what I mean? And then once that's there, okay, the consent is all hard. You know what I mean? And never sleep with females when if you don't have a relationship with this person and this is not your person, and y'all are lit, don't even try and sleep with that people. You know what I mean?
Because like you're saying, that there are women out there who do that as well. They paint men to be these malicious, and then they absolve themselves from any participation in that. And it's also not fair on the men as well. There's a lot of, like you're saying, men who get the shit end of the stick, basically.
Because they don't say it.
And also, like, the whole hashtag of men are trash. I feel like nobody, it doesn't matter, even with everything that happened to me, I don't feel like I'm not able to say that because it doesn't apply to everybody.
It doesn't apply to everyone.
And then, like, you also have to take into consideration the way people are brought up, the things that they're exposed to, and
differences.
They might just be replaying whatever happened to them. So it's like a whole.
I mean, do you blame that kid if he saw his dad?
How do we fix things without?
If you guys really think about it, we are the first generation to actually be like, you know what? Fuck what our parents did. We need to find another way forward, because that toxicity is not going to carry over. You know what I mean? I spoke to my mom the other day. I was like, do you realize you guys came from a time where you couldn't say shit? And then beat the shit out of you. and you carry that over.
Yeah.
So you never made an open space for your children to speak. Pregnancy is high, drug rate is high,
you never
all of that.
had
The
those
influences, because if your child was like, I was there, you'll be like, belt, nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Instead of like, if you go there, you're going to end up in this, and that might be a
educate them, give them
possibility.
perspective.
And then, do you really want that for your life? There was never that type of conversations.
Yeah.
And when I brought that point across, my mom was like, yeah, you're making it a tie club. I was like, exactly.
See?
That's exactly
It's like,
the
speak
thing
to
that
me, give me perspective.
You know
we
what I
couldn't backchat, or not backchat, but say how you
feel.
or what made you do that. Like, why were you feeling like that?
Oh
that
man, if I tell
you
my dad I feel that, he's gonna be like, what? You feel what?
Yeah, it's like your child, and you're not allowed to feel, but again, it's been a thing where it's for them it's autopilot, because that was the thing that they came from, and their parents came from that. And like the people even before that had a long list of certain things. And the point that you brought across for men not speaking about certain things during slavery and all of those stuff, men were raped to be humiliated. You know what I mean? And then in front of everyone. So you couldn't even say anything. You would just be like, he's not a man anymore. You know what I mean?
Take
Look how he's
that
bind down to my feet and stuff like that. And now it's like carrying over and over. And I actually told someone the other day, if you really, really think about it, like women and men, or let me say men of color, only really got the freedom recently. So they're also still learning on how should we do to go forward. Because yes, like you might have been a man and you might have been working for this and that, but he had to work in order for the slavery to be a bit lighter on his family, and then bring in his child to do the same thing so it can be a bit light, and then take the abuse that was given to them during that time, and then still go home and still must be like, yo, I love you so much, but you know what I mean?
Like, we don't understand.
And it's deep, because it's rewiring that needs to happen, and people really need to be open enough to have these conversations. You know what I mean? And people must really be, I commend you for speaking up, because if a lot more people speak up, and
freely, not worry about cancel culture. And
because the narrative that they push, you're forgetting, you're like, men are trash, but now the narrative that you're forgetting now
and it
is
falls
like
on good men also. It's not fair on the
you're
good
speaking
men.
about women that's being raped, and there's so many men that want to be like, yo, fuck, why did that happen to you? How can we help? But then it's like, oh no, y'all niggas are trash. You know, and when you say, hey, not all men are trash, they'll be like, you missed the point. You'll be like, but you're missing the point. You are labeling everything, because if I say now, tell your bunny, and they'll be like, how dare you say that type of stuff? What do you mean? That's now to all of the gay people. You know what I mean? So people choose really what they really want to do, and if you're coming from an open mind, you being attacked, like, so there's no real freedom of expression. There's no real point of trying to communicate and come understanding, because people don't really understand. They just want to push their viewpoints down.
That's why conversations like this matter, you know, when you can say, look, I'm a human being and I also have this opinion, and you don't have to get those flash downs like you're saying, the at. That's not the only conversation out there. There are conversations where we say, hey, not all men are trash also.
That's a fact. Not all men are trash.
You said it was going to go deep, and it went deep.
But niggas are trash though.
No, they are. Like 100%.
I feel we just had this conversation. I must like
we on both sides.
Yo, they make me mad. I'll be like, yo, guy. Like,
but
you're representing most of us.
You were saying, you know, having gone through a lot of these experiences in the professional environment, and having it change your perception of the professional environment. And when you, in a public eye, you have to choose what you do, the jobs you do, as you shape your professional, you know. And how do you choose those jobs, or is it just as it goes, or were you more selective now? Were you more cautious? Like, or how do you make those?
I feel like I never wanted the experience that happened to me. I didn't want to allow it to hold me back from whatever new experiences I was meant to go through. So I think. Wait, what's the question? There's a lot.
How are you?
No,
just what your selective process is, and how you chose to build your image now, and what are those jobs?
I feel like, okay, so now, like, those things, and the same with booking commercials and jobs. Like, if it's anything that is underwear, or where I feel I'm going to be too exposed. Like, I remember this one time, my phone was stolen or something. And my agent had booked a gig for me. And because I just responded, by the time I saw the email, it was like 2 days later. But I had actually accepted to doing a couple shoot. And in my mind, I didn't really process the fact. But once I got to set, I'm in a nightie and I'm all over this guy. So now like we wifed up and I'm cuffed and I have a child and I'm just like, whoa, what happened? But like in that, I had to allow myself to experience it, but you also have to know like, okay, this is where I draw the line. This is where my bad. And you know, like as an artist on set, you have to be verbal enough to let the director or your booking agent know that like, look, I'm not okay with this.
Yes,
And you know, if you
because some people chase that, I don't want to say no to this opportunity, but you need
and
to.
I mean, you know, it's about the hustle, and you know, we're doing it for the money to. There's passion and purpose and all of those things.
But you need to live and eat and, you know.
So, so there's like a bedroom scene and we like snuggled. Like, it's literally like photo library, like the stock images that you can buy.
Yes.
So, you know, we're in bed and like we're cuddling and like there's all of these moments. And then I asked the one of the people for the shot list so that I could see, what are your references? Then there's a shower scene. I'm just like,
we've gone too far.
Not today. Sorry.
And you said no?
No, I said no because like you have to, like, if you don't draw the line where you feel uncomfortable, then you're always gonna be you know doing things that you don't want to do.
And because like in that, when it's situations like that, men by default go to like sexualizing the whole thing, and it's like bro, like this shoot just became super creepy. In essence, because bro, I was on a shoot with someone. You saw the photos that I had on my IG with that other girl. I was in that shoot, but I was like, yo, this is coming a bit
strong.
Yeah, it's like it's you there's a borderline. We close to soft porn now.
I'm not gonna lie, we're close.
I'm gonna quit
Emmanuel, you're nearby.
I got up, I threw that girl on the bed, and then I was like, nah, I think I'm done. And I walked downstairs, and I was like,
but when you're on set and people are talking about it, when you're actually there, you still need to be cautious about what you're doing. Take it in, see what it is. Is it aligned with your brand as well? You can't say no.
And I feel like some people are going to respect you for making that decision. Like, I'm not going to lie, like, I learned a lot from, like, an acting perspective of, okay, like, because, let's face it, if you don't have chemistry, you're gonna see it. So learning how to make that initial engagement and
make it
kind of break the ice, and then so now we can work, and that's where the magic happens. That's where you like allow yourself to experience and learn and all of those things, but you also have to stay to your brand, who you are.
Because sometimes after the shoot, it's like, so where are you guys going afterwards?
You know, like, do you want to come to
I'm going home.
We're doing.
Do you want to go home? Like,
too much chemistry. I know you were speaking about dancing as well, and you were saying that it helped you so much. And I think, like you were saying, that dancers are athletes.
Expressive.
They're expressive athletes. It's a discipline as well.
Yes.
What are some of the things that people might not know that you got out of dancing, where you could take it to that professional outside of that in your modeling and things like that?
Okay, so it's always gonna bring me back to hip hop. That's crazy. The thing with dancing and like even with Weedify, like I have to like shout out like a lot of the things that I learned. So I didn't plan to be a model.
Yes.
It wasn't something that like, okay, when I'm this age,
you structured it.
I'm gonna model and do these things. So I fell into it literally by accident. But all of the things that I learned about camera presence and performance and confidence is things that I learned through hip hop. Like, you have to, like, if you're not feeling that song, if you're not completely like
losing yourself to it,
like present and enjoying yourself, like it has to be making you happy. And so busting my ass, like dancing taught me like, there is like you must put the work in. You have to put the work in. And I remember like for maybe like a year and a half, like I was going to rehearsals and I was going to studio and I was training, but I was never performing. Because I knew that like I wasn't ready. But that was my preparation. And when the job started coming, it was like we were going, like we had all-nighters, like
hours,
the experiences, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. But so it's the discipline, the hard work, like the sweat, the tears, the like, my body's so sore, I want to cry, but like you just like you
finding
push
that
through.
strength to push through.
And I feel like whatever it is that is teaching you, like for some people it's different. Like some people, like you just want to take care of your family and that's why you're busting your ass. Sometimes the
motivation is different for each person.
But as long as whatever you are doing is making you happy and you staying true to your purpose, then it's a matter of time.
I feel you. So dance is actually, in the end of the day, it's about perseverance and building the character.
Same with everything, you know. It could be like you could want to be a news anchor, but you start out just carrying equipment and not doing anything that has to do with what you really want to do. But you have to kind of trust that
this is
eventually
the process.
You get there.
Yeah, trust in the process. Okay, and the modeling gig. Oh, okay, let's talk about the nutrition. Because she was out here telling people, hey, I got a meal plan for you. Give me money.
Like, that's big right now. This is a thriving industry right now. Yeah, people are health conscious.
In a time when it wasn't really such a big deal. In and around
so like I was always, because of the mechanics, I needed to be strong. So that's when I really started going to the gym. I wasn't really like a physical sporty person. I used to dance, and for me that was my fitness. Like we can go for 5 minutes full out, and you know I'm good. But the exercise itself
and the strength building,
yes, especially with everything that I experienced at work. Like I just wanted to go home and train, because when I trained, it was like switching a computer on and off. We know when it's running slow and it's not doing the thing. So that's what exercise gave to me. So I was dying, but the way that I felt afterwards was what brought me back every single time. So that taught me, like, I'm grateful I came from, you know, a household where there wasn't, like, cool drink at supper time wasn't a thing. And if you didn't want to eat the apple, then you're not hungry. You know, it's just, you list for luxuries and nanny. I know that, So, like if we'd have a headache, my mom would say, drink a glass of water rather than taking a Panado. So it was all of those little things. And because of my health and me fainting in cars and things, like I needed to step up my game. So it was only during lockdown actually that I bought the online course, because what were we supposed to do?
Exactly.
And so then I studied nutrition. But I think like a lot of things changed, like my skin changed, my hair changed once I started eating healthy. And
people underestimate that.
You know, like you can't just ask a girl, what are you using? Like,
it's food.
It's the vegan diet, superhuman diet. It's the one.
But it also, I know that when you eat healthier, it affects your mood. That's, I think for me, the biggest thing is like you're saying, the physical attributes are, that's just the cherry on top. But your mood, your energy, everything else, your outlook on life, it changes.
Like you find yourself, people be like, I'm so tired. You be like, oh no,
it's because of that McDonald's burger.
No cap. Like I've during the time when we were doing stuff, so I've been on and off vegan for the longest time.
Okay.
Come over to the right side.
Like you're struggling.
It's like I do it for a good amount of years, and it's like,
there's a braai.
Piece of sausage. It starts by a piece of sausage, and be like, God damn.
But that's the thing, you know, you like the meat. That's not it. You know, it's nice. It all tastes nice, but it's not necessarily healthy for you.
And what it does to you really, and then you really just get to the point like, okay, now I need to go back to what I know. And what I need to do, you know what I mean?
Because you feel the difference, eh?
A lot.
You're not vegan.
No, I'm not vegan.
Okay.
But just on like the whole serotonin, so that's the happy hormone that your body releases when you exercise, when you're having fun.
Yeah, because the endorphins is going on in your body.
So especially like, I feel like I have to bring this up now because a lot of people are going through it, but especially for even like depression and anxiety, that chemical is built in your gut. So when that's why when you eat crap, you feel crap. So when you start eating healthy and you cleanse out your gut, you have more of those good feelings.
Sense. Because a lot of people who suffer with, we were watching, Logan and I were watching Super Size Me.
Okay.
So it's this docu where this guy says, McDonald's, he goes on this binge of McDonald's to show, if I only eat McDonald's, does it have a negative effect? And he said, one of the things that I thought was crazy, he said he's so miserable, but when he starts eating it, he gets this kick of happiness. So it became addictive as well. But when like you're saying, when it's over, he's so sluggish and tired and depressed, and he's moody, and That's what a bad meal can do for you. The bad eating habits can do that.
And it changes the chemistry in your mind. Just for you to, the neurons to fire differently just for food that you ate. It's like crazy because now...
that's why
is the thing.
Protein is brain food.
Yeah.
But also, people must realize that meat is secondary protein. And once they really find out...
Because on and off relationship with me.
But I know. Because when I'm going to eat that piece of chicken, I'll be like...
Are you chicken? Are you even chicken?
And we're like, okay, but this is secondary. I can eat broccoli and get double the amount of protein.
This is facts.
You know what I mean?
You're well done. Like a lot of people don't know, sweet potato, butternut, broccoli, superfoods. Like that's everything that you need.
I think, especially we're talking about like the old school. Oh, when you hear vegan diet and you tell your mom and your dad and that era about vegan diets and changing healthy, and they're like, "What is this? This is not feed." But they don't understand the plate doesn't look like a meal to them when it's like switched out. But we need to come to those changes. Like I know we came from those households, but we need to change our way of thinking. The food we take in affects us. We have a fast-paced society, fast-paced life. We need to keep up here. We need to keep up physically, and what we take in matters so much as well. Yeah,
facts. Because I've even gotten to the point where like I've done it for years now with my kid as well. Like he doesn't eat sausage, doesn't eat chicken, and all of those things. And
no sugar, Biggie. Sugar is the devil.
No, like if it's sugar and saturated fats, then it's the devil. Yeah. Because now that glucose can't go anywhere, and now the saturated fat is keeping it there, and then you're getting diabetes. So sugar is not really the thing, but once you're eating that pig fat sweets and stuff, then
and
it's
I feel like it's also, especially like processed meats, like your fish fingers and your Viennas and bologna,
and that's
like
ultra saturated foods. It has no nutritional value at all,
and it's literally just like bleached and spices, and so like what are we actually
bones
eating?
And marrow,
and
you'll be like, why is this fish tasting like chicken? Can't you there's some chicken's beak in there? We're like, what is happening here? So it's like really just being clued up about the situation and what it really does and how you need to go about it. So I understand why it could be a business as far as nutrition goes, because so many people have skin issues and all of those things, and it's all attributed to their diet. You know what I mean? And when you tell people just change what you eat, it's like, huh?
Yeah, it seems so simple. It's like, what is that going to change?
What are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like no meat in the morning. Don't have cooling at night and stuff like that. Maybe if you eat meat, have warm water so the digestion can go faster type stuff. Like just knowing stuff like that could help a lot. But if you tell someone that, they're like,
some people are resistant,
I'm just eating.
I feel like sometimes people aren't ready to receive. Like they might complain about, my skin this, my tummy that, and whatever the case is. But
they don't want the solution.
It's only once you are physically, emotionally, mentally ready to. Like for most people, it comes with a death scare. So if you ended up in hospital because of something, now you
suddenly
got that wake up call.
Open to it, But it's that preemptive. You wanna prevention is better than cure. You wanna get there early. Like you're saying. I mean, I've heard so many people say that if you have problems with your gut, that causes so much.
Yes, there's so much. Like,
Facts. And they don't even know they have like 12 meters of gut inside of their body running from here type stuff.
There's so much bacteria and things in there. So what you eat becomes so important for the ecosystem of your body.
Not even, sorry to break your word. So the thing that I wanted to mention was that like, whether it's, hormones in your food or chemicals, and pesticides in our fruit and vegetables, like everything is literally connected, like your mind, your body, your soul, your heart, everything. It's so sometimes a lot of like negative emotion and whatever emotions that like you're feeling, whether it's fear or anger or PTS, things we haven't dealt with, those things can also play up in your body. So now you have joint aches and pains and what's this skin thing? It's not eczema.
Psoriasis.
Yes. That is also something that's caused from stress and things like that. So I feel like once people know that you can be eating the salads and drinking the water and your mind could still be unhealthy. And like,
just because of how you feel.
Yes. So like you have to acknowledge every different like facet, like what you're eating, what you're drinking, what you're taking in, the things you're reading, the things you're watching, the company that you're surrounded by. And then, because I mean, if you're surrounded by people that are always eating takeouts, you're never going to get out of your comfort zone to actually,
that's what you know.
Let me eat the apple.
Always
and again, like you said, it starts with you. Just being that aware of like, yo, maybe I should not have this that time, and just changing small stuff in your diet until you eventually change a lot of your diet, and then you'll start to say like, oh no, I feel so much better, and I think so much better as well. And it is crazy that you say everything is so connected, because if you break it really down, people are ill because of mucous membrane that has been broken down by the food that they ate, because all of the diseases want to attack your brain and stuff. So once you eat food that breaks down that, and you get post-nasal drip and stuff, you're leading yourself to sickness. And you didn't even know it's because you ate that McDonald's last week. And you ate that KFC and that Zinger wings and all of that stuff. You know what I mean? Because we're not supposed to have high acid food in our body. And the more people are doing gas cool drinks, all of those things, those stuff take a very long time, and the acidic level in your body goes up and your alkaline levels go down. That's why vaginas taste bad, the sperm tastes bad, all of that stuff. There's so many things because it comes back.
But this is the disclaimer part.
But it comes down to the food again.
It don't affect you until Biggie said that.
So if you that eat vagina and you that put penises in your mouth, if it doesn't taste nice,
it also affects you.
Because of what they put, you tell your partner, hey, what did say? Don't do this.
You know, like you're saying, it's that entire ecosystem, making sure the mind, there's a lot of leaning towards meditation. I think a lot of people are leaning towards Eastern methods of stress relief.
Like Chinese medicine, holistic
holistic,
And
the Rastas wasn't lying all of those years.
You know that,
but it all works together.
The Volatacha and all of those krayo, like
now
it's looking. Now we're looking.
I take this red carrot. I am strong for you, my king. The woman will love you. You're like, okay, that's why I have 90 children. I'm because of the red carrot. But again, like food, you are what you eat, really, and food plays such a major role. And there was a saying that I saw. They said, "Food is the cure to all of the sickness that you have," and it was crazy because I was thinking like, what did this person mean? But if you really think about the foods and processing all of that stuff, you're putting cancer in your body with what stuff that you eat. You're putting all of this stuff in your body with the stuff you eat. You create diabetes by eating so much cake and so much sweets and all of that stuff.
Hi boo. Like, I don't want someone with diabetes or high blood, and you know, people that are like, I'm not gonna lie, like the obesity rate is really high. Because of people being uneducated. But now, like at the same time, I also don't want to promote diet culture. Because now, like, women have gone through, not women, but like people in general, we've gone through so much insecurities about our bodies.
There's the extremes
that
both
now,
ways,
like, food is comfort. And once you start, okay, so I must lose weight now, I must eat boiled eggs for breakfast, and then eat salads, and then, you know, all of these things. When now you don't want to have a bad relationship with food and the foods that you're supposed to enjoy and the foods that you actually enjoy. So I like to tell my clients that it's about balance. Like you can't just overnight and all of a sudden you're drinking green smoothies and you know, eating chia seeds.
You're not gonna want to stay there, bro.
Right? In the movies, they're like, oh, look at her.
Because you want to love the body that you're in now and then work towards that. But you know, yes,
you
amazing.
Can't run away from
like amazing, you know, you're eating healthy, but also don't beat yourself up when you give in to those cravings because
it's realistic.
Life,
also.
It's about balance. That sweet and sour.
Ron and I, we were looking for. At first, we were looking for this quick way to eat healthy, and we kept like reaching. And this one woman was saying, like, it's not about eating one healthy meal and then repeating it the whole time. You have to have that balance, that intake, and you also have to be realistic. Like, you go out, you want to have a burger with your friends one day. Now you're sitting and you're holding yourself
like,
back.
You don't want to feel like
you want to enjoy it as well.
You're party pooping yourself basically just for that thing. But you know, difficult is going to restaurants and be like, is this gluten free?
You know that guy? No.
Can I? Is this? I'm sorry. Is this vegan? Where did this come from? You know what I mean? You really get, but you also get places that cater for that. But it's like you're saying, it's not an overnight thing. It's really just about finding the balance and being about
it's lifestyle. Like I never want my clients to reach their goal weight within 3 months, only because once you stop following that plan, you're just going to go back to your normal habits, and then you gain all the weight again, and then you beat yourself up, and you go through this constant process. And like, we also have to admit, like, sorry to the guys, but like, women are these like magnificent and majestic beings, because we are the only ones who always go through an imbalance of hormones. You guys don't have it. So now, like, 2 weeks of the month, okay, I'm up it, I'm gonna make my salads, I'm drinking protein shakes and all of these things, and then for the next 2 months, like, I'm eating everything that I see, and like, I don't like chocolate, but I'm gonna eat chocolate now.
And then when you're
so
done with the chocolate,
now you must fight. You literally have to fight your own body. So that's why your relationship with food and yourself is so important. That like, yes, you have to put the work in, but also give yourself that time. Like, enjoy the cake. Like,
no, because it's like you're saying, you know, now you feel guilty. You go through this 1 month where you're like, it's lit. This is so easy. And then you get a bad month that hits you, and you, like you're saying, that chemical imbalance where you feel down and you want to lean on it, and you guilt yourself. And then you start to snowball instead of going,
so now it becomes, it's a constant like up and down. Now your weight is fluctuating, and you're getting onto the scale all the time. Yo, guys, throw your scales away, please. It does not measure how amazing you are and how capable you are.
Muscle is heavier than fat in any case, so that doesn't
and then also have like, man, I have weirdly dense bones, like bigger than
bone
normal
density,
people's.
size
like,
of you.
So your water percentage in your body, like your bone mass, your muscle mass, then like, yes, the visceral fat and all of those things are there. But especially when you start,
on that one aspect.
Yes, especially when you start eating healthy and you're drinking water, now you're building muscle because you're increasing protein, and muscle weighs more than fat. So now you get on the scale and you see the number goes up, but actually you've lost centimeters. So that's why, like, if you are tracking your progress, use a measuring tape around your belly button. Don't use a
scale. Only time you use a scale is for the ganja. Weight and grams, nigga. That's what we want. Like 50 kgs of like, goddamn, I've lost weight, bro. Some of this weed smoke.
Damn, but it's crazy. You like you were saying, you know, you have this holistic outlook, and you're saying in the professional life, and you're dancing in your meal plan, it is this balance across, and you're living that lifestyle, and it's really really cool. And props to you for, like, you're giving that advice, and you're saying, look, I've gone from being a mechanic to doing this to nutrition. There's that balance in everything. So props to you, man.
Shout out, thank you. It wouldn't have been for the people that I was surrounded by, like, because you're gonna pray for something, and then he's not gonna send you this thing
the way
with
you
a beam of light, you know. It's not gonna, like, he's gonna send you people who's going to have the conversations with you, and it's gonna inspire you in whatever way.
Now we're hoping to inspire someone else here as well. So.
Definitely, and I know, like, someone's gonna watch this episode and be like, "Goddamn, where do I fight for Aanisa?"
We will add you. Yeah, we can do it now.
Nah, that's the only way we'll add you. We're like, fine, okay. What can we expect from you and your brand in the future to come?
Okay.
So besides your own modification shop, 50/50 manuals, because I have a plug with old school cars on it, bro.
Okay.
So you know.
Okay, nice.
We'll put down the money.
I'm looking for investors. Like, this is a real ass conversation.
That's what I'm saying. She's like, email me, nigga.
No, I'm for real. I want to have a body shop with only female people working in there.
Damn, this sounds like that music video Satisfaction.
Like,
no cap. My girlfriend is a spray painter.
What?
Yeah.
You know, I know, like, a diagnostic technician, diesel mechanics.
Yeah.
Like, we're
about to get it all.
We have all the people.
That's in the world, partner.
Shout out.
Riders on the storm.
That's what we can expect.
No, but like, for real. So, with regards to the brand, so during lockdown, I rebranded. And because, you know, I had so much time and quiet time and time with myself.
Definitely.
In me, what I thought was just like, okay, I need a new logo because, you know, things evolve. You see Capitec, everybody, they changing,
modern,
you know. And I thought, okay, no, I want to rebrand. And when I went to my friend who's also an artist and graphic designer and things, like, the questions that he was asking me, like about my purpose, like why do you feel like you need to rebrand, and what is it that you actually want to stand for? I'm not gonna lie, it took me like 3 months just to get a freaking logo, but it was the work that needed to go into me realizing what I wanted my brand to stand for. And so in accepting that everything is connected, like our minds, our body, our soul, our heart, our desires, like once you align kind of everything, like, you know, yes, I want my website to be up and running, and I want to be able to, you know, give you a program that you can follow where it feels like I'm there with you in person, but I can also, you know, be doing multiple things, so multiple streams of income, things like that. I don't want to give away too much because I feel like don't make any announcements. Just do the things.
That's the way to go. Definitely, like say nothing, and then was just be like, oh wow,
damn,
when did this
but
happen?
like I feel like this is something that I want to put out there in, you know, with the dancing, with fitness, with the nutrition. For a long time, not a long time, okay, maybe a long time, but I've always wanted to be a speaker. And it's so crazy because 3 weeks ago, I told one person that I want to speak and that this is what I wanted to do, even though I never knew how I was going to be able to do it. And then I had another conversation with someone, and then by chance I needed to download Messenger, and then I saw his inbox, and this is how I got here. And I just feel like when you might feel like you lost and like nothing is going your way, but actually like that chaos is just you like aligning yourself, like God is pulling all these things like so what you speak, what you think, like your mind, the way that you speak to yourself, the things that you talk about in the company of you know your circle, it's what important because the world, like guys, just be aware.
There's power
just
in that,
awareness. And this is again like hip hop teaches you so much because you can't commit to your craft or your music or your talent without being fully and completely aware of yourself.
And that's what's up. I think that's the best way we can fucking close anything, bro. So in today,
we closing. Is it that time?
There's another part. There's another part to it. Don't worry. So basically, what I've really taken away from it is be very resilient.
Find that
question
balance.
yourself. Find the balance in your life, and also put yourself in positions where you can learn and experience, and also find out what you like and what you don't like, so that you don't ever have to put yourself in uncomfortable positions in the future again. And don't lose your phone and then answer stuff a couple of days later because you might find yourself in a situation. Right. Please give us all of your handles. Where do people find you? How do they find you?
So super simple. Aanisa Edwards on Instagram and Facebook. It's Shifa Fit. So that's the brand. Shifa Fit.
Okay.
So Shifa is an Arabic term for healing. Okay. So it's Shifa healing fit. Through fitness.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
That's lit. That's a Shifa Fit, nigga. Trying to get
I thought you said she fire foot. I was like,
oh damn. I was like, she's fire foot.
That's what I thought. Okay.
Okay, I was like, okay, she fire foot.
Come on, get with the she fire foot.
I was like, you almost
there's like a
play to it.
That has a pretty good ring to it. All right, so there you heard from the horse's mouth itself. Those horses don't have an afro. Those horses don't have an afro, but yeah. We're gonna go into the game section of our place, and that is part 2. These things here. So KNO won one weekend.
Okay.
And we just collect memorabilia.
But those are only of the winners, so
if
you
I
need to
lose,
get something up there.
Then it goes on the table. So I'm trying to like cap it with the amount of losses.
And no lie, he's hella competitive. So I'll see you in part 2.
So
let's go.
It's gonna be a fight.
It's definitely gonna be a fight.